Hi, greetings of the day. My name is Harikrishna Sangakari. Our project is online voting system written in C++. The C++ online voting system project is to replicate the functionalities of a traditional voting system in a digital environment. It is like bringing the regular voting we do with paper and booths into the computer world. It's made using C++ language to create a simple program that we can use on a computer. Think of it as a game where you pick candidates and vote, but it's all about elections. In this project, we can do things like adding people, signing up voters, and most importantly, casting votes. It's like having an election on our computer. The idea is to show how C++ programming skills can uh, we use in the uh, building real world scenarios like election. Just like in a real election, we can use the program to cast our votes and see who wins. It's a way of using C++ core concepts and data structures and implementing a normal election in digital environment. Our objective of this C++ online voting system project is to develop a program that effectively models the mechanics of a voting system in a real world, uh, allowing users to interact with the candidate data and simulate voting and display election results. Above is the UML diagram for the classes we have used in this project. We have 5 classes in this project. Uh, Firstly, we have candidate class. This is like a blueprint for a person running in the election. It has a name and keeps track of how many votes the person gets. Think of it as a card with the candidate's name and a counter for their votes. And we have a presidential candidate class. This is a special kind of candidate uh, that also has a party affiliation. It's like a candidate, but with an extra detail about which political party they belong to. So it's like a candidate card with a name, votes, and party information. Next class is BST node class. This is like a building block for organizing the candidates. Each BST node represents a candidate and has information about the candidate. It also points to other BST nodes on the left and right, helping to organize candidates in a specific order. Next class we have is binary search tree BST class. This is like a master organizer. It holds all the candidates in a structured way using the binary search tree node blocks. It helps us quickly find, add, or display candidates in a sorted order based on their names. The last class we have is voting system class. This is the big boss that manages the whole voting process. It keeps a list of candidates, a stack of voters waiting to vote, a queue for those in line, and a list of people who have already voted. It also uses the binary search tree to sort and display candidates. Now we'll discuss about the relationships between these classes. Candidate and presidential candidate classes is like a specialized version of a uh, candidate. It adds the concept of a political party to the basic candidate features. Binary search tree node and binary search tree class uh, is like a piece of the puzzle and puts those pieces together to create a system for organizing candidates in a specific order. So we use binary search tree in this. Next, voting system and candidate classes. Voting system uses the candidate classes to keep track of people running in the election. It manages the voting process, adds voters to the line, lets them cast their votes, and shows the final results. Operations this project performs are like loading candidates from a file, which is giving candidates as input in a file. Uh, the program opens a file containing candidate names and parties, creates candidate or presidential candidate objects for each, and adds them to a list and organizes them in a binary search tree for sorting. Adding voters, um, we have voting system dot add voter method. It added it adds voters to the stack, simulating the waiting list for people ready to cast their votes. Next is starting the voting process. Is We have class voting system. We have method start voting method, which begins the voting process by moving voters from the stack to a queue. This uh, takes voters from the stack and puts them in a queue, indicating they are in line to vote. Next is displaying the candidates. We have in voting system, we have another method, display candidates. This method shows the list of candidates for voters to make selections. It displays the names and, if available, party affiliations of the candidates to help voters make informed choices about the selections. Next is casting their votes. Uh, we have a class voting system, and in we have vote for candidate method. It allows voters to select a candidate and cast their vote. Voters input their choice with candidates index, and the program increments the candidates vote count while moving the voter from the waiting list to the list of those who have voted. Next is displaying sorted candidates. In voting system class, we have display candidates sorted method. This method is about binary search tree to display candidates in alphabetical order based on their names. It shows the list of candidates sorted by their name using binary search tree. Next is displaying election results. Uh, Present the final results, including the number of votes each candidate received. For this, we have voting system class, and in that we have display results method. This method displays the final vote count for each candidate, showing the outcome of the election. And for requirement for this program is like a input file, that is candidates.txt. uh, it the program assumes the existence of a file named candidates.txt with the format name and party for each candidate separated by space. Next, user interaction. Users are prompted to input their names for voting. Users provide a selection index to vote for a candidate. Data structures we used in this project. Program uses classes for candidate, presidential candidate, binary search tree node, and binary search tree to manage and organize candidate information. Next, memory management. Dynamic memory allocation is used for creating instances like a presidential candidate. Um, Corresponding delete statement should present to prevent memory leaks. We have used error handling. The program should handle errors gracefully, such as file opening issues or invalid candidate indices during voting. We have used binary search tree in this. We use this to sort candidates by their names for uh, displaying name of the candidates. For output formatting, the program present information in a readable and organized manner to users, making it easy to understand election results. The voting logic: voters can only cast one vote, and their selection should be reflected in the final results. For testing, the system can be tested with various scenarios, including different numbers of candidates and voters, to ensure accurate and reliable functionality.
Myself, Sumant Akil, and coming to our week by week of our project progress. In the week 1, we have set up the project and then collected data and also understood the project requirements, which are the instruction set given by Dr. Park. And in the week 2 and week 3, in the week 2 of our project, we have started writing the code, like we have implemented the candidate classes and also did testing individual class functionalities as well. In week 4 and week 5, we have implemented voting system classes and its operations, and also we debugged the issues and fixed them. In week 6, we have also implemented binary search tree and binary search tree node as well. And coming to challenges we have faced while doing this project. As we are new to C++ programming, initially learning concept and implementing them in the project were quite challenging for us. Listening out the issues which we have faced while implementing the projects were: firstly, memory management issues were challenging, prevention of memory leaks, and also the file input validations were also challenging, and then balancing multiple aspects of the project. And then coming to the reflections, skills which we are learned: proficiency in C++ programming, and also efficiency use of data structures, like most of the concepts of vectors, stack, queue, list, and binary search tree concepts were implemented in this project as well. And also applications of polymorphism and inheritance concepts were also implemented. Challenges overcome in this project: implementation of robust memory management, and also successful validation of file inputs, and also balancing competing project demands. And then lessons learned at the end: the importance of thorough testing and debugging were learned throughout this project.
Hi, I'm Loknath, and finally, I'm concluding this presentation. In conclusion, the implementing C++ voting system project successfully stimulates an electronic election process. It simulates object-oriented programming principles with classes such as candidate, presidential candidate, and binary search tree. To organize and manage candidate information effectively, the system reads candidate details from an external file, allowing flexibility in candidate data. The use of a stack for voters and a queue for the voting process ensures a fair and organized representation of the election queue. The integration of a binary sensitivity for sorting candidates by name and enhancing the display functionality, providing a sorted list of candidates. The project covers key aspects of a voting system, from voter registration to display final election results. However, future enhancements could include more robust error handling, improved user interfaces, and additional features for a more comprehensive stimulation of a real-world voting scenario. Overall, this project serves as a foundational example of how programming concepts can be applied to model and manage essential components of an electronic voting system. Thank you.
Firstly, let's discuss the code in line by line. So here we have headers, uh, which include IO stream for input and output, and F stream and data structures like vector, stack, queue, list we have included in this code. So we have included those libraries. Next, we have base class, uh, that is candidate class. Uh, Candidate class with member variables name and votes. Uh, and this constructor initializes the name and sets votes to 0 here. Uh, Next, we have method function, which is a display function, which displays the candidate name and votes here. And next, we have menu display. It's a simpler candidate display showing candidate name here. And next, we have vote increment function, uh, which increments the votes whenever voters post their votes. Next, we have uh, get key. It is a virtual key for sorting candidates in the binary search tree. We use this function here. Next, we have presidential candidate class, which is derived from candidate class here. It has a property like it has a party member variable. Here we have constructor again, and we have this menu display function, um, which overrides present menu display function for this is for presidential candidate class, which overrides the candidate class. Next, display function, which overrides uh, candidate presidential candidate class override function display. So which we use for candidate name and party and votes to display those. Again, we have override function, um, display function for get key function. Um, this also a override function. It has name as the key for presidential candidate. Next, we have binary search tree node. Um, a node, this node for the binary search tree to store candidates. Next, we have a binary search tree class here. Um, this is with a private root member variable, contains a private recursive insert function here, uh, which we can see here. This is for left node and this is for right node. Uh, we, it inserts the candidate into the binary search tree um, based on the candidate's key here. You can see this get key. So based on this, it will insert to the binary search tree. Next, we have a display function again here. Displays the candidates in a sorted order as binary search tree sorts them. Uh, it the sorted candidates will be displayed. Their names will be displayed. Uh, Here we have binary search tree class public functions like uh, insert, this is constructor again, and insert and display functions. Next, we have voting system class. This is the main class for managing the votes. voting system. It has members like candidates, voters, waiting list, voted list, and a binary search tree as a member variable. Next, load this function load candidates from file. It loads the candidate information from the file and creates presidential candidate objects and then adds them uh, to the vector candidates. We have a vector here, candidates vector. It will be added to that and inserts them into the binary search tree here in this line. So next we have add voter function, which uh, adds the voters in stack in the vector. Uh, Next, we have start voting function. Um, this moves voters from the stack to the waiting list. Here we can see that uh, he the next function is vote for candidate function. This function allows the voter to vote for a candidate at a specified index, um, increments the candidate's vote count and updates the voted list finally. So next is display candidates. It displays all the candidates available. Um, uh, Display results, displays the results including the vote count for each candidate we have. Um, Next is display candidates sorted, displays candidates in sorted order using binary search trees in order traverse. Next, we have the main function. Uh, it creates firstly it creates the voting system object and loads the candidates from the input file candidates.txt and initializes the voter information here. Next, we will prompt the user to enter the number of voters here. Next, uh, this is the voting loop based on the voters. It iterates through the voting process for each voter, displays candidates and recording their votes. Finally, we have this election results display function. Um, so voting system dot display results will display the final results of the uh, uh, election results. So now just we'll run this demo. Uh, I'm running this demo here. So I already gave candidate names and their parties here. So it will be displayed to the voters. So the program asking the administrator to enter number of voters. I'm selecting two. So voter name Hari and enter your candidate number. So all the candidates available for the election. Uh, so I am selecting three. Uh, so it recorded my vote and said message thank you for voting. Next voter name Krishna. It asks the candidate number. So again I'll select three. So it displays um, election results here. So Tyron got 2 votes. So this how it displays all the results. Now this is the online voting system we have built using C++ code. Thank you.